I don't know. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Another celebrity found in a bathtub. But now, okay, so remember when we first started with Aaron's case? It was about if you are a addict, an alcoholic or a drug addict, then they can pin it on certain things. Now, as far as Matthew Perry goes, that would be an investigation. We already know that we can't trust the LA coroner's office or the homicide department. So, like I said, Aaron's case just brings up a bunch of other cases. It opens up a can of worms. Now, am I going to be doing Matthew Perry's case? Not unless I'm hired to do it. What I did for Aaron was just that, for Aaron. So I think that, and if you read the documentary that I wrote, which I'm assuming you have since you're at members only level here, that you have done the research about like how Warner Brothers and Sony are siblings under the Disney name, okay? And so I go in that documentary, I talk about how Jimmy Carter's father, so his grandfather, was killed by the uncle, and then they went to go live with the uncle. But like killing off family members is basically what they've learned since they were children. Now, I'm not saying that Warner Brothers killed off Matthew Perry. What I'm saying is that when like Matthew Perry had an issue with drugs, that it's easy for them just to write it off as that, okay? And so, you know, you have to go towards motives, like who would want him dead? Was he, you know, disputing royalty checks? Was he disputing, you know, some kind of contracts? Who knows? You know, one thing I know about contracts is when they present you with a contract, they're hoping that you're just going to basically, hopefully that was up, basically they're going to hope that you just look at the number and not the fine print. So like when somebody offers you, let's say, a contract for $1 million, all you see is the $1 million. You don't see the fine print that's in there. And that's one of the things that makes Aaron's death very complicated, is because he made $200 million, but the family never saw that money. And when I say the family, I mean like his dad and his mom. So, I don't know. I'd have to really look into it to think about it and to investigate it, but that's a job, and I'm not doing Matthew Perry just to do Matthew Perry. I'm still on Aaron's case. So some questions about Aaron and the lawsuit with Melanie is basically, is that extortion? Is it extorting Walgreens? I don't know. I dug my heels in early and got a hold of Walgreens and notified them, and also the FBI again, okay, because that could be extortion. And again, you know, as fraudulent as Melania, felony Melanie, Smelanie is, I mean, you can't stop her from trying, okay? All you can do is point out to the authorities the red flags and hope that somebody in their position is going to do their job. Now, that's a big waste of time on Walgreens' part, because now they have to hire lawyers and this and that, but I will tell you this. If they come back and say, okay, well, before we even get started with this lawsuit, we need you to produce documents that, you know, oh, and now it's Pronston. Okay, Pronston. Now it's Pronston is an actual legal heir of Aaron Carter. And if she can't prove that, which she never could, the lawyers can turn around and sue her and her law firm for legal fees, which she would be responsible for. So when you're talking about lawsuits, you're talking about big money, okay? So I would think that her legal team that filed the lawsuit did it on a contingency or a recovery basis. But in California, there is a cap on how much money you can recover through cases that are filed that way. So there's only so much money, and that's why they said an undisclosed amount. So I think that lawsuit's going to be dead on arrival because it wasn't Aaron Carter's son. And I think it's a distraction for the murder for hire conspiracy theory plot that we came up with. And so, again, there's just a lot more people. There's a lot of people in Aaron's case that'll never be prosecuted just because they're too high up the ladder. In Aaron's case, you're either top shelf or gutter rat, okay? So gutter rat is like where Check the Star is at. He's a gutter rat, okay? Like he's basically houseless, okay? I don't want to, he's homeless because he doesn't have a home. His soul doesn't have a home, because if he really did know that his job, and he was hired to do murder for hire, was going to kill somebody, then he shouldn't expect to be outside very long. Outside is a term when you're running from law enforcement, basically, and you're outside, like it's a recess, you know? It's weird, but it's the criminal life. Hi, good morning. And so, like I said, is it suspicious Mathew Perry dying in a hot tub? I don't know. Were there two 26-foot moving trucks that backed up to his house with the sheriffs looking shifty-eyed, and people just unloaded all of his belongings? It was more suspicious with Aaron because they were actually unloading items from his home and his estate. And with Aaron's case, it was just so many people that were involved. And again, they don't tell people that they have Jovan Williams in custody. And pray for him, because I think that he's going to get the, okay, this is what they're going to do. And so the only truth may be from other related arrests, you know. So it's still an ongoing thing. But as far as Mathew Perry goes, the first thing you always want to check is the money trail. And you want to see if he was disputing any kind of money. Now, because with Aaron's case, what did he say? Sony owed me, you know, millions and millions and millions of dollars. So the motivation there was money, okay, which it oftentimes is when it comes to murder and things like that. But the bathtub is just a way for them to get rid of the drugs that are in the body. But with Mathew's case, I don't know. That would take a lot of time. And if somebody wants to hire me to do that, that's fine. Otherwise, we're just going to put it up next to Whitney Houston and Bobby, Christina, and Aaliyah. So, again, thanks for being here for the long haul, because like I said, I predict that Aaron's case is going to go on for years. But as far as the Walgreens lawsuit, I think that Melanie's in for a rude awakening when she's slapped with $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in legal fees for filing a frivolous lawsuit. But some people just have to learn that way. And you know what? I'm here for it all day. I'll be here to watch that and just get the popcorn out and my little soda pop and watch that chick just burn in hell. It'll be fun. Like, it's fun, isn't it? Isn't it fun to watch her try to extort these big companies because she thinks that she can? Like, she thinks she's Rosalind Carter or something, but she only gets that way because somebody backs her, okay? And that's why I said you've got to make sure that when you're dealing with this type of extortion and conspiracy theories, that you have some kind of protection. Otherwise, they're just going to kill you off, because that's what they do. So, happy Sunday, happy eclipse. Celebrate whatever's being eclipsed out of your life. And you know what eclipses do is they bring out what's hidden. Like hidden, like Princeton's DNA. Hidden, like Taylor Helgeson, Lake Street Louie hidden. Like, did he lawyer up or is he locked up? To be continued.